Diftar, hello and welcome to another Friday Assembly with me. I hope this finds you all very well. You've been working incredibly hard this week, and I know, like you, lots of us grown-ups are very ready for the weekend as well. So, well done all. Now, as we have now entered July, I just wanted to also mention, during June, I know a lot of you are having some really fantastic conversations about Pride Month. And Pride Month is a really, really special thing. And it's been brilliant to hear many of you talking about Pride Month. In Pride Month, it's a time to celebrate how rights for LGBTQ plus people have advanced, but also how there's a lot more room for progress to be made in making sure everybody has their rights. And so if you've been having those conversations, well done, it's brilliant. If you want to talk to us more about those conversations, please do, because they are very valuable conversations and very, very important in helping us shape our school and in helping us shape our communities as well. So well done, all of you. Now, I also wanted to say that we have a very special couple of guests who will join us a little bit later in the assembly, who've done something very amazing indeed. They have, in fact, done something so spectacular that it's inspired lots of us grown-ups, and I know it will inspire you guys as well. So we'll talk to those guys shortly. But as you might remember, in these assemblies, we have been going to visit different people to talk about different religions and different faiths and different beliefs. So on a couple of weeks ago, we went to church and we learnt about Christianity. Last week, we went to London. We met Lulay and Jahanara and we learnt about Islam. And this week, we're going to meet a humanist. And the humanist we're going to meet will tell you about her understanding and her beliefs as well. Remember, each time we're meeting these different people, they will tell us about their own beliefs. And it's really, really important that you understand that you are free to have your own beliefs. In fact, Article 14 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child says that every person, every child, has the right to believe what they want. And that is a really, really powerful right that you have. So when you're listening to these people talking about their beliefs, they're not telling you that you should believe like them. They're telling you what they believe, and what you believe is absolutely up to you. Okay, so without further ado, let's go and meet our guest. Here we go. Hello, Carrie.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. So, Carrie, we are meeting people these different weeks and different assemblies of different faiths and different belief systems. And we're meeting you today because you are a humanist. And we would love to know a little bit more about humanism. Could you tell us, first of all, what humanism is, please?
Well, humanism is not a religion. In a religion, people normally believe in a god or gods and have some sort of belief about life after death. And humanists don't have this. They believe very much in rational thinking and not believing in anything that can't be explained or that you think could be explained in the future by science. And so we have no belief in any god or gods. It is, however, more than just not believing in a god, because it's also sort of an ethical life stance where we always say we're good without God. We believe very strongly in a moral sort of system and people behaving well to each other. But we don't feel you need a God to tell you how to do that.
Thank you very, very much. So in terms of your life, what would you say humanism means to you?
Well, I think it is very important to me. I mean, I don't mind what other people's religions or beliefs are, but I think that, you know, you have a right not to believe in a God, and religions sometimes do perpetuate, you know, what I consider moral injustices. For example, there are some religions that would condemn homosexuality. And I believe all people have a right to their own beliefs and their own way of life, as long as they're not harming other people. So I think it's important that we stand up for being non-religious. We all have to learn to live together. And I think we can do that by accepting and seeing how we are all different, but we can still live together.
Thank you. So in school, we learn about different religions. This is an additional question, sorry. Would you suggest that learning about other religions is important?
Yes, I think it is. Yes, I think it's, I'm very interested in religion, actually. I find it fascinating. And yes, I think it's good to know what other people believe and why they believe it and how that influences their life.
Okay, thank you very much. And another question, and how did you become a humanist?
Well, I was brought up in a religious household. My parents were, particularly my mother, was a very devout Christian. So in my early years, I was sent to Sunday school, taken to church services on Sunday. When I got to about, I suppose, 12, 13 years old, we had a very nice religious education teacher at school. And he, you know, was sort of going through Bible stories and stuff with us. And he was explaining how many of the Bible stories were simply sort of parables, you know, that they weren't actually literally true. They were just a way of explaining good behavior or a way of life. And I really took to that. And I think it started me questioning. I mean, I think he was a Christian, I would guess anyway. But it certainly started me questioning whether, you know, I actually believed this. And my mother said to me that I was of an age where I could go to confirmation classes at the local church. And I said to her, I actually don't think I believe this. And I will give her her due, because she was, as I said, a very devout Christian. She didn't sort of throw her hands up in horror. She just accepted, you know, what I said. And she said, well, think about it. And it was something I thought quite a bit about. And certainly by my late teenage years, I decided I didn't believe in it. And I suppose I would have called myself an atheist. And when I got married, I said to my mother, I'm not having a church wedding. It would be, you know, hypocritical. Luckily, my husband had the same views. And I suppose we lived our life like that. We had a tragedy in our life in that our son died. And we felt it was very important to have a ceremony to mark his life and that he'd lived. And we had no idea at the time, this was in the 1980s, that you could have a non-religious ceremony. And we actually knew the local vicar, and he came along and took the ceremony. But it wasn't really, it didn't sort of meet that need that we had. It met the need in that there was a ceremony, but it wasn't what we wanted. And a few years later, we found out through the what was then the British Humanist Association that we could have non-religious ceremonies. And we'd really not heard of humanism, and we started reading about it, joined the group, and a local group started up in Cornwall. And we became very involved with that. And one of the things when we joined the local group, we said we felt it was very important that people knew that they could have a non-religious ceremony and somebody would do that ceremony for them. And a couple of people from the group said that they were happy, you know, to take ceremonies. And one of them was my husband. And in later years, I started taking ceremonies as well. So the group actually in humanism became a very important part in our life, really. And, you know, I think there's a lot of things in society that, I mean, for example, if you're in hospital, there's hospital chaplains, but they're all religious, you know, and we've worked quite hard to try and get a non-religious chaplain working on the hospital, so that if you want somebody to talk to, that's not religious, you can do that. And you know, other examples really of things that where it's fairer really to non-religious people.
Thank you, Carrie, for that very personal response as well. You touched on there the why we might want to have a ceremony for particular life events, if you like, and for other.
Yeah.
Well, what sort of a function does that provide for you as a humanist, instead of, for example, for a Christian or for a Muslim, or for someone from another faith? So what function do those things provide for you, would you say?
I think they're very important because we all love marking events. I think it's a human need. You know, we like to celebrate our birthdays. We like to celebrate, you know, Christmas, which is basically a Christian event, although it has some pre-Christian origins. I mean, originally it would have been a pagan ceremony. So I think it's very important that we mark these events. You know, when we get married, you know, having a baby naming ceremony, we want people to rejoice with us that we've got this new baby. You know, and I mean, we celebrate Christmas, but not as a Christmas event. It's just a good excuse, meet up with the family, have a lovely time together, eat too much, spend time together in the countryside. You know, it's just good. And I mean, when somebody dies, I think it's really important to mark their life, because although we're very sad that they've died, I think it's, you know, people, even if they're quite ordinary people, you know, they've led good lives, they've done lovely things, they've, you know, raised a family, been a good neighbour, a good friend. And I think it's important to sort of cling to those memories. And we don't believe in life after death, but I believe people live on, because if you've had children, you live on genetically. You know, you live on just by the influence you've had on other people throughout your life. So yeah, I think it's really good to celebrate, you know, these life events.
Thank you very, very much. Really personal responses, and very helpful for us to get an understanding of what humanism is and what humanists believe. So, Carrie, on behalf of all of us here at Penpole School, thank you very, very much. I'll say bye now, and then I'll stop recording and say a proper goodbye in a moment. So,
Okay.
very much, Carrie. We will see you again. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. There we go. That was Carrie Langford. Thank you very, very much, Carrie. Indeed, it was lovely to meet you, and lovely to learn about your beliefs as a humanist. I wonder who we'll meet next week. Now, earlier on, I did promise we would meet two heroes from our own school community, and here they are. I wonder if you can guess what they've been up to. Over to Ada and Imogen from Year 4. Hello, Ada and Imogen. How are you both?
Good.
Brilliant. Firstly, from all of us, a massive well done for your incredible achievement on Sunday. Can you tell us what you did?
So we did a 26.2 mile skate-a-thon up and down Penzance Prom, and 26.2 miles is the equivalent of a marathon.
Absolutely. So you skated for 26.2 miles for a marathon's worth of skating?
Yes.
In one day?
Yeah.
Amazing. And Imogen, you joined in on your scooter?
Yeah.
And you also went a very long way too?
Yeah, I did 16.2 miles.
Absolutely amazing. Now, this was on Sunday. On Sunday, it wasn't quite as sunny as it is now. Can you tell us what the weather was like on Sunday?
Wet.
I think that's an understatement. Was it exceptionally wet, would you say?
Yeah, it was just hammering down. Yeah.
Amazing. I have to say, we adults were gobsmacked and mightily impressed that you guys went ahead and you did still do your challenge in that weather. It was amazing. So you skated and you scooted for a very long way. And what did you do it for?
So we did it in aid of the Last Chance Hotel. And so it used to be just for like stray dogs, and it's hard to find them a home. So they would take them in and help them like find a new home. And now it's been adapted and it is now for like all animals like that might need some care or anything like that.
There's also like foxes there, and there's a fox named Bones, which is named after Ada's dad.
Yes.
Brilliant. Is your dad called Bones?
Yes.
Fantastic. And did you raise some money for them then?
Yes, we raised over £500.
Amazing. That is absolutely incredible. That's a huge amount of money that I know will make a massive difference to all of those animals. So very, very well done.
Thank you.
If children at home, or I say at home, in class wanted to help with this, could parents make a donation online somehow?
So it's savetherescues.xyz, and there's another one, it's discombobulate.me.uk.
.me.uk.
Yeah, .me.uk.
discombobulate.me.uk.
Yep.
Fantastic. So please, children, only access those websites with a grown-up to make sure you're staying safe. But please do go and have a look. They sound fantastic. Both of you, thank you. Was there anything else you wanted to say at all?
I would also like to thank Violet and Harry for coming along and braving the weather.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Also, I'll say the name of our thing that we called our team is STAR, which stands for Save the Animal Rescues.
Absolutely lovely. Well, thank you, both of you. You've done an amazing thing there, and I know you've inspired lots of us to do even more to look after animals and the environment. So well done, both of you. See you later on. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well done, Ada. Well done, Imogen. Absolute superstars. So it is now very nearly time for the end of the week. Time for you to have a wonderful, relaxing weekend. Well done, all of your hard work this week. You've been superstars. After this, we have 3 weeks to go until our summer holidays, and until year 6s, you become year 7s. Goodness me. So lots and lots of fun and business to come over the next few weeks. Give yourselves, please, a big break this weekend. Have some rest, have some sleep, so you're ready for all our adventures next week from Monday. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.